fades and all is stripped away, and I simply come, longing just to bring something less of worth that will bless your heart.
Go ahead. I love ice hockey. Although I haven't played in years, I still remember what it was like to be a goalie. The hardest thing to learn, but the most important thing for me to learn as a goalie were the clues that the opposing players gave to let me know how and when they were going to shoot the puck. Now, we were mostly just kids, so players didn't really camouflage their shots the way that professionals do. I could tell pretty quickly from their position on the ice, from the movement on the stick, how the puck was going to come at me. But the really great players, even when we were kids, had already started to learn to conceal their movements until the last second, and then to use all of their athletic abilities to shoot from a strange angle or after an unexpected turn. These players confused me for a while as a goalie, until a coach, armed with a lot of videotape, helped me realize that even these great players with clues to their next shot. These clues were often subtle, and they required me to know a lot about the player and a lot about his style of play. But once I knew how to understand them, I could often predict their shots, and I had a much better chance of making a save. Believe it or not, I think something like that is going on in the gospel today. Mary Magdalene and Peter think that Jesus' body has been stolen, but the beloved disciple comes away with a different realization. He notices the burial shroud and the head covering, unwound and discarded elsewhere in the tomb. Somehow, these subtle clues convince him that Jesus is risen. No one knew Jesus better than the beloved disciple. No one had a better sense of the things that Jesus did and taught, or of the promises Jesus had made about his death and resurrection. The clue that Jesus gave in these discarded burial cloths, although it was very subtle, was enough to convince the beloved disciple that Jesus was alive. As St. John says, he saw and believed. Jesus is still alive and still at work in our world through the Holy Spirit. But we need to train ourselves to see him. And we need to train ourselves even more to be able to lend him a hand. Instead of watching hours of tape, we study his moves and look for his tells by reading the Gospels and by living out his commandments. Then, when we have made our minds and hearts ready to pick up his next move, we too will find that we will have a new life in the divine presence.
So I grew up cradle Catholic, went to Catholic school, would go to Mass with my grandma almost every day, and really never truly understood what it really meant to be Catholic. I got an opportunity to go play college baseball at the University of Dallas, and I didn't even know it was a Catholic school. I heard baseball in the South, and I was like, let's go. I'm from Chicago, so I was like, let's get out of the cold weather, go play some baseball. And that was the first time I was ever really, truly around a community of Catholics. And they were on fire, and they fired me up, and it was an awesome feeling to go to Mass with people, like to have people say, hey, let's go to Mass together. Where before University of Dallas, I was playing junior college ball in Arizona, and I'd tell my friends like, oh, I'm going to go to Mass, and I was kind of alone. Just being around people where it was exciting to go to daily Mass together. It was exciting to go pray the rosary together. Confession wasn't this like, I have to go. Like, we had a great priest there, Father McGuire, and after the first time of going to confession with him, I was like, I can't wait to go again. And then starting to go learn more about the resources of reading all of Matthew Kelly's books, doing Father Schmitz's Bible in a Year podcast, which I absolutely love. And the second I finish, I'm going to start it all over again and do the catechism in a year. But the best part is about being in that community is it just lights that fire within you together we can all do more. I moved out to Arkansas to coach baseball, and I got to meet it was one of my greatest friends, Doug Clark, who's a great baseball coach at the University of Arkansas, and his family's very Catholic. And being able to go over there with them, and when they pray the rosary and go to mass with them, and being everywhere we go, and just have that community, and has been absolutely incredible. And it's really inspired me to want to create more of that community, so that people out there who do feel isolated, they don't anymore. They have a place to go. They know where to go. They know who to contact. They have the resources, everything to grow in their faith.